Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17
and Greyshot151,
and today we're going over Mothra.
Yes, when a group of sailors get shipwrecked on an island, a force is sent to go rescue them, only to discover an island filled with much magic, as it is horror. Upon their arrival, they discover two tiny women, and soon enough, when they, let's just say, are forcibly taken to Japan, a great god that will descend upon Japan to rescue them with all the force of heaven at its disposal. Enough for a religious subtext for you, or should I go with the Wrath of God?
No, I feel like Wrath of God, you're good on that. You've nailed it. But in any case, this force of nature is very awesome and turned out to actually be a pretty enjoyable film. Also, should probably mention the second time recording. The first time that was released had too much crotch, so we re-recorded it.
Yeah,
yeah.
We tried a new angle, and upon realization, someone didn't realize something.
So we're gonna be changing up how this the Kaiju review series is done. Probably gonna just be talking at this angle. And then most likely our reaction at the end will be from a different angle, and we'll do that. But that way it stops the lower quality from happening. So apologies on that. But in any case, let's get to Mothra, which, again, a 1961 film that came out 57 years ago.
Yep.
Actually held up really well.
It held up surprisingly well.
More so than it had any right to, based on our initial reaction. Was like, wow, it's been forever since we've seen this movie. And we had no expectations going in.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the characters. First and foremost, the main lead, who is this kind of bumbling buffoon kind of character. He's supposed to be like the greatest photographer slash kind of person.
Like journalist type.
Yeah, but he just ends up being kind of like the Jackie Chan of journalists, which is weird. He can defeat anyone just by accidentally throwing them up down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, it's Jackie Chan fighting because he accidentally does it, but it's comedic effect, which is done okay.
Yep.
I've seen it done way better. Again, Jackie Chan is pretty much the staple icon of that type of technique. But that being said, he's still really good. And even though you think he's going to be a side character, he actually turns out to be more of a main character than the main character scientist is, where he is kind of prominent. Which, although he was fine.
Definitely unique. I'll say that. The girl was fine.
The assistant,
Yeah,
Nelson. Oh my god.
His brother was, Nelson. If we're going to go with, like, good villains.
Oh, wow.
Nelson basically had the charisma and over-the-topness of, like, what you would consider, like, most camp films. It was great.
If you thought the aliens hadn't mastered the evil laugh, man, Nelson just takes to another level. Plus, I secretly think he's gay because it's the only reason why he wouldn't shoot a man in his place while he's having a gun pointed at him, and gives the most creepy face you've ever seen.
Can we also make note, like, there's partway through the film where the journalist is like, there's people trying to speak to the girls, like, no, and then the journalist comes up, he's like, okay, you can go see him, and you're just like, why is this guy different? Why?
So,
so he's inside the room at gunpoint. He just lets him go. It's like, how many times? Okay, you probably have a crush on this guy. He's just, you won over your heart, and you're secretly being evil, but deep down inside, you really have a thing for this journalist, which is understandable.
Another thing I probably also want to point out is the fact that Nelson has the luckiest streak of people not taking him down. Like, he will let people do whatever they want around him, and he doesn't care, and pretty much he has the power. But then also there's times where, like, there's multiple police officers aiming guns at him. He shoots one of them, and they're like, hold on, man. Hold on, let's calm down.
Listen, they're in Realistica.
He's fighting an old man with a cane, and they're still not like, okay, let's just take it easy now, man. Let's just calm down.
Can we make the counterpoint that this is also in Realistica, which is this fictional, kind of like if you imagine the USSR and United States had a child, this is what it would be, but essentially it's the United States.
America's cities with the USSR's military might.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a point where, again, with the cops, he's just running through, and it's like, let's be honest, would the United States cops actually shoot a man who had a gun?
And I love it immediately as soon as people come out, they all bring out weapons. It's just perfect. Yeah. But anyway, we've been talking about the Cuban characters, which, again, a lot of really good ones. What about Mothra?
Mothra, okay, this is going to be opinion, but the first form I think worked better than the second. Okay. In its execution, because I think it had more to do, while the second one just flew around, essentially. Like, it just created hurricane winds. Even Rodan in its film, I would say, if I'm remembering correctly, he did far more than Mothra. I think that's the limitation of the costume, which is Mothra you can only have flap. You can't have it, like, attached onto things and rip things apart, because it has tiny little legs. Yeah. So it's a difficult thing to grasp. So I think the larval state for just chugging through and bulldozing through all this stuff worked out better.
Yeah.
Cocoon was interesting.
It was.
But I think this is just, for me, I don't think they ever captured a Mothra that worked.
Fair point.
Until 2003, which was Godzilla Tokyo SOS, or GMK to a point. I think those finally got it's a fluttering
You're talking about
insect.
the flying one.
Yes. In regards to flight, those. In regards to larval stages, I think all of them are serviceable. But yeah, this one is still, like, it sets the design.
I like this larval stage a lot because you saw the destructibility of it. Even though it wasn't directly, there was a lot of, like, little prop stuff like that would blow up. The water sequence, I really enjoyed, like, the explosions.
Dam.
The dam was good. The city, again, also good. And also, Mothra, the flying stage, I enjoy because, again, this is a giant flying moth.
Yes.
And they showed its destructive power really well. And the not animatronic, but the puppet slash, like, the design they made actually worked well. Like, again, the wings were flapping. It did move its head and move its body parts. Whereas, let's say you go to an American feature at the time, let's say the giant claw or the any other thing, unless you're Ray Harryhausen, who can just again does stop motion animation to kind of make it more actual real, and that's why I like those films. It's not bad. I mean, like, for what it could be. Like, again,
it's good. I just don't. For me personally, like, I think the best Rodan is the original incarnation.
Yeah,
I think that one nailed the Rodan suit fantastically.
Yes.
And they never were able to catch that after.
Yeah.
Whereas Mothra, I think they had a good idea. They just weren't able to execute it.
You're right. There are better Mothra suits, but I think this is actually. It's the standard, it sets a good standard.
Especially the final shot, which you see Mothra returning to Infinite Island. Like, you just see the shadow in the sky, like, float. And it's like, that's a cool shot. Also, some cool religious shots in regards to how they figure out what the symbol of Mothra is, which is this cross against the sun.
Can we say the natives are stupid for charging people with armed machine guns with rocks going back and forth? That's really stupid.
Yes.
But
it's like, we must gain back our priestess. Hurry, bang some rocks and walk toward them slowly.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing?
Also, all the entire freak out that occurs when, again, there's people with machine guns firing down on these people, these natives, and they're just doing this.
And it's so stupid.
It's just, they're staring off blankly. Stupid. It's just, it just does not look good. It does not.
So, again, we had to put this on the scale of movies. This is entertaining.
Yes.
I never found it boring.
Characters were good.
Characters were good. Effects held up to a really high standard, I would say. Even for 57 years ago, it still looks a lot better than a lot of films.
The atomic heat ray gun, like, that sucker looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Again, the special effects on it, maybe, again, it's
dated, but it's still cool.
Yeah, it's still a nice effect, especially when you see the effect of the fire and it's burning, like, the cocoon and everything. That looked cool.
Actually, the other thing I will say is they came up with plans of attack in regards to this Mothra. And, like, imagine the water scene. Yeah. In regards to where they hit the...
Attack! Just go.
Yes. When they're just like, there's a giant moth. Attack! And it's like... Okay, but then you cut to it and you see the entire ocean, like, set ablaze to stop this giant caterpillar, and then it just dives under the water and no one sees it for, like, days, and like, oh, finally it's gone, and it just busts through a dam, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But no, overall, I would say this is definitely better than, you would say it's better than King Kong vs. Godzilla?
Yes, I would say it's better than Godzilla, because that's the one we have after that. And then also, I would probably say it's better than Godzilla Final Wars, because even though that is more campy, I would say that...
I think they're better in their own right, but I think this one as a general movie works better. Whereas Final Wars, unless if you don't like camp, you're not going to like that movie.
Yeah.
If you can't take the cheese, if you're lactose intolerant, you're doomed. But if you...
it's like on the scale of, like, a good to bad scale.
Yeah.
Godzilla Final Wars is so crazy that it's a bad movie, but it's so good that it elevates it.
Yes.
And that's why Godzilla and King Kong, once again, are more campy, some bad parts, but they have some good parts to it that help
some
bring it
emotional
up.
moments that work.
Yeah, exactly.
This one, I think, it kind of plays off a giant monster is unleashed upon Japan, but it does it with its own unique way to differentiate itself from Godzilla.
And like a King Kong backstory.
But with characters and a story that kind of relate to you enough that you're, like, drawn in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't think I was ever too bored.
No.
If there anything was, like, the second half got a little, which is most probably a lot of movies.
Yeah.
But it was, like, a little bit, but otherwise... picked right up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, once Mothra attacks Realistica, it goes up to a climactic bang.
One last thing. Can we also make note of before we end this review?
So again, Mothra would be number 5 on our scale.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The fairies.
Yeah.
They call Mothra, but they're like, huh? oh yeah, she's coming. She's gonna murder all of you. But I mean, like, she's like, but it's okay. We like you guys. It's just like,
yeah,
you're literally calling something to murder everyone. And not one point do they like try to break free. They just sit in their cage like, Mothra's gonna murder them all. Stupid humans. Like, that's how it just feels. And they don't feel like protectors. It feels like they secretly hate humanity, and they're just waiting until their god descends upon all of them. Which, to be fair, would also be kind of funny if it's satirical way, if it was a giant caterpillar that did it and it was just murdering all the... Like, there's a way this movie could, like, looking back on it now, you could have flipped the script and had the priestesses be pure evil and have it been, like, more comical with, like, a giant caterpillar attacking, like, made it, like, more cartoony-ish, you know what I mean?
I'm glad they went more serious.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you could have flipped the script a little bit.
I feel like that's about 20 years in the future.
Yeah, I'm saying if they did
you have hindsight what they did. If
they did a rebirth of Mothra, that's how I wish they would have done
There's a joke. There's a joke for Sean. Any case, otherwise, I think we do recommend this film.
Yes.
Right now, number 5 on the list. Next up is Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, which will be out this weekend by the time this video releases. But in any case, guys, thanks for watching the Kaiju Review series. Unfortunately, our reactions, as you can tell, we don't have any because the capture broke, our camera broke. So we don't have that. It got corrupted. But otherwise, like I said, thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll have this figured out. We just had some issues.
We've been having issues the last few weeks based on a bunch of different stuff. Hopefully, we'll get this stuff sorted. Like I said, from now on, we're probably going to do the talking about it from this point of angle, and then we'll have a reaction based from another angle entirely.
Yes.
Also. So hopefully that works.
This should get rid of the pixelization and all the other issues that we're having. But in any case, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time when Godzilla faces his mechanical doppelganger.
For the first time.
Catch you later.
See you guys. Hello everyone, and before I go, I have a special shout out for Patreon supporters Ace, Joey, Mezro, jrchicklis, JustThomasPlays, Matthew Leppen, Ollie, Onlyplayapples, Rifle, Sam Smith, sgtMcPain, Streakingwookie, WhiteHotD, Aaron Yee, Jordan Savat, Leo Liu, Michael Persson, Nathan Angus, RASpawn, and Tim. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You all rock. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you all next time.